So we're at the bottom of Daf Hey Amud Beis. 3 lines from the bottom where it says Tanya Abba ben Yamin Omer. Tanya, we learned in Abraisa. So the Gemara is bringing another statement from Abba ben Yamin. Hey Amud Beis at the bottom. Abba ben Yamin Omer, Abba ben Yamin said, Shnayim shenichnasu le'espalel, 2 people that came into a shul to daven. V'kodam echad mem le'espalel, and one of them finished davening earlier. V'leihimten es chaveira, and he did not wait for his friend. He left the shul, and he left his friend in shul alone. V'yatza, he left. Toirfin loy tfilasei befanov. Hashem takes his davening and rips it in front of him. Shenema, because the pasuk says, Toirif nafshoi ba'apoi. Hashem tears his davening. Rashi says nafshoi is the davening ba'apoi in front of him. And how do we know this refers to a person that left the shul? So the conclusion of that pasuk is halaman chotaz evaretz. So Rashi teaches this means, do you think because you left the shul that Hashem, the Shekhinah will leave when you leave and you left this person behind? You think you walk out and the Shekhinah walks with you and you left this person alone? So that's what the pasuk is referring to, a person leaving the shul alone and Hashem rips the person's davening. And not only this, you cause the Shekhinah to be removed from amongst Yidden. So the reason, there's a few reasons for this, but one of them, the main reason that it says why a person should not be leaving shul is because, as we'll learn later in the Hemshech of the Gemara, when a person is in shul together with someone else, there's a much greater level of Shekhinah. And the moment you leave, so there is a certain level of Shekhinah that leaves along with you. It does. So because you caused that this person should be there alone, and he shouldn't have the greater level of Shekhinah when you were there with him, so therefore, Hashem, 2 people. We're talking about 2 people.
Not talking about breaking him in.
Huh?
Not talking about breaking him in.
No, Shnayim. It said Shnayim, right. Shenema, the pasuk says, Vayatek tzur mimkaimai. And the Eibishter was removed from his place. Tzur is the Eibishter, as the Gemara brings the Raya. Ve'ein tzur el HaKadosh Baruch Hu, shenema tzur yolot chateshi. Over there it means tzur, the God of your youth. So tzur means the Eibishter. The rak, the strength.
Very interesting that Tzur is Kadosh Baruch Hu, an Israeli independence paper they use.
Yeah, that was the story. Okay.
Very interesting. This is where it got it from? No.
Well, it's the source it's in a few places. It says that Tzur is the Eibishter. Ve'im himten loy, and if you do wait for this individual, you could have someone that's davening very long, and you have to sit and wait for him. If you do wait for him, maschara, what's your reward? Rabbi Yosef bar Chanina said, Zeiche le brachos halal, you zeiche to the following brachos. Shanei Amar, it says, Lu ikshafto le mitzvayse, if you've listened to my mitzvahs. That's a simple pshat. Rashi says here, the word ikshafto also could mean to wait. If you wait for my mitzvah, which is to wait for the siyud davening, then vayihi kenahar shleimecha, your peace will be like a flowing river, v'tzitkoscha kegale hayam, and your righteousness will be like the waves of the ocean, vihi kechol zaracha, and your descendants will be like the sand, v'tzatzoi meimecha, and the descendants from your stomach. So you see, this is the great brachas a person has for waiting. So this Indian is also brought in Shulchan Aruch, and Taisus over here brings from Rabbeinu Tam and from the Ri. Rabbeinu Tam says that the reason why you have to wait is different than what I mentioned before. It's only because at night the shuls in those days were far out from the city, so it's not safe for this person to walk alone or to remain there outside alone. So you have to stay there for safety, to be there together with him. But Bisman Hazeh, when the shuls are inside the cities and it's not, you don't have that issue, so you don't have to wait for him.
Depends where. Depends where, this day and age.
The Ri, however, if you look in Taisus, the Ri said that he would always wait. He would always wait until the last person left the shul, and if he finished davening himself, Taisus says he would look into a sefer until he finished davening, and Taisus concludes, V'no lahachmer aflana. It's a nice thing to be machmer as well.
They never used to daven at night, besides for Shabbos. That's why.
Okay. Tanya sagt the Gemara weiter, Abba ben Yamin Omer, Abba ben Yamin said another statement. And here in the continuation of the Gemara, this is a piece about mazikin. Very, very interesting things here. About the sheidim, about mazikin. If Hashem would grant us permission to see the mazikin around us, we were not able to survive by seeing how many mazikin we're surrounded with. Amar Abaya said, Inu nefishin minon, they are much more than us. V'kaima alon, and they stand around us, ki kisla lo'ogya. Like those ditches, Rashi and Taisus explain, this refers to it's a mashal of when you plant a vineyard, you plant it on this little mound of sand, and then around it you make a ditch, so that when you water it, the water remains there, the water absorbs there. So they are surrounding us like those ditches that are surrounded around vineyards. Amar Ravuna said, Kol chad v'chad minon, each individual, alpha mismale, there are 1,000 mazikim on his left side, revavasal mimine, and 10,000 on his right side. Amar Rava said, Hai duchke da have bekala. The kala that the Gemara is talking about over here is every so often, before Yomim Tovim, there would be a special lecture, a special Shabbos, where everyone would come to learn Torah, and it's called kala. Kala refers to Shabbos. Shabbos is the kala. So it was a special Shabbos that everyone would come to hear a shir in Torah. And sometimes there was a deichik, people felt squeezed, and sometimes people felt they had space. So what happened? Why did people feel squeezed? So again, it comes from these sheidim. So Rashi explains, it's not that sometimes there were more people present and sometimes there were less. There was the same amount of people, but sometimes people felt they had their space, and sometimes people felt squeezed. It's because of the amount of mazikin that were there. Hani birchi deshali. When a person has weak knees, where does it come from? He feels a weakness. Minayu. It comes from these sheidim as well. Hani money, the rabbanon, the clothing of the talmidei chachamim that are sitting in shul and learning, the balu that become rubbed out. Where is it from? They're not working in the field. It's also coming from the fact that they rub up against even the talmidei chachamim, and they cause the clothing to be rubbed out.
It sounds like bacteria or some kind of like micro. There's tons of them. They're there. They're eating away at your clothing. They're eating away at your knees.
Possibly. Okay. I think mazikim are a bit more powerful than bacteria. Okay. There is a savart I remember hearing, if anyone could add or verify, that the Baal Shem Tov was masalik these mazikim. That's from the Zman Baal Shem Tov. What the Gemara describes here doesn't exist anymore. Yeah. Anyone have a recollection of this?
Sure. Okay. The sheidim were that
my understanding is
Name of the Melech story.
My understanding was Rabbi Yoel Baal Shem.
Which is before...
the mice in the Zechronis with the Rabbanim.
The Fidigab Zechronis.
Yeah.
Rabbi Yoel Baal Shem. Okay. Hani kari de menakfa. A person sometimes feels like his feet he's shaking in fear, he's trembling. Minayo also comes from them. Now the Gemara says, Haiman the boy lemeid alahu. If you want to know of them, you want to know that they actually exist here. Laisi kitme nihila. So you should take ashes which you have sifted, v'nahadar apuria, and spread it out on your bed at night. And then ubetzafra in the morning, chazi, you will see kikari the tarnagoyla. You'll see footsteps of a rooster. Apparently that's
Ashes for what?
ashes.
For what?
Take a person, if you want to see them, you want to know ashes, sifted ashes, and spread it out on the bed, and you'll see the footsteps of a rooster. If you're interested in actually seeing them, so laisi shall yaise the shunrasa. Take the placenta of a cat, uchmasa, black cat. Bas uchmasa has to be the daughter of a black cat. Buchrisa, the firstborn. Bas buchrisa, the daughter of a firstborn cat. V'lakalya benura, and burn this placenta in fire. V'lashachke, and then you should grind it. V'limli einei minei, and put some of it into your eyes. V'chaziluhu, and you'll see them.
The other issue was a lot easier to take care of.
Yeah.
There you just see evidence of it.
Right, if you want to see it. V'lishde begufsa the parzela, but then take these ashes immediately and throw it into this metal tube. V'lichteme begushpanke the parzela, and seal it with a metal seal. Dilma ganvi mine, because otherwise the sheidim will steal it of you. And v'lachtem pume, while you're doing this whole thing, make sure your mouth stays closed. Ki heichid, so you shouldn't become harmed from them. Okay? This is one of the things I guess they say, don't try it at home. Rav Bivi bar Abaye Ovad Hachi, because of what the Gemara says right now. Rav Bivi bar Abaye tried this.
They had to get to the base of Mikdash.
when they had to
Get Ashmedai for the Beismeish.
Yeah, yeah.
There's also, he went through the whole process.
to get to him and bring him. Correct.
They lock him up.
Yeah. So he did this, and Chaza, he saw the sheidim, but ve'itzik, he did get harmed from them. But then boy Rabbanan Rachmele, the Rabbanan davened for him, ve'itzi, and he was healed. Okay, so that concludes this portion about the sheidim. Tanya, another statement of Abba ben Yamin. Abba ben Yamin Omer, ain't filosei shel adam nishmas. The davening of a person is not listened to ela beveis haknesses, only if he davens in shul. Shanamar, because the pasuk says, L'shmoya el arino vel atfila. Hashem listens to the singing and to the davening. B'makom rina, in the place where you have all the Eden that come together to sing, shamtei tefillah. That's where you should daven. And the Mefarshim say that this refers to even in a case where a person has to daven b'yechidus, he missed a minyan, still the place to go to daven is in shul. That's where the Eibusher listens to the tefillahs of a yid. Amar Avavim Baravad Amar Rabbi Yitzchak Minayin Shakadosh Baruch Hu Motze Bebeis HaKnesses. From where do we know that the Eibusher is found in shul? Shenamar Elakim Nitzav. The Eibusher is standing and is there. Ba'das Kelim, the where Yidden come to congregate with Hashem in shul. Uminayin La Sarashim Espalalim. From where do we know the 10 people that daven? And this is not only in a shul. Anytime 10 people daven together, Sheshchine Iman, that the Shechina is there with them. Shenamar Elakim Nitzav Ba'das Keil, and Adas Keil is 10 people. As we know, it says by the Meraglim Eida, which were the 10 Meraglim. From where do we know 3 individuals that are sitting in a din Torah, Sheshchine Imam, that the Shechina is with them? Shenamar, because it says regarding judges in a din Torah, B'kerev Elikim Yishbait. So it says amongst the judges there's Elikim, the Eibush is present. From where do I know that 2 individuals that are sitting and learning Torah, Sheshchine Imam, that Hashem is with them? Shenamar, the pasuk says, Oz nidbru yirei Hashem ish el reyeyu. 2 people that are speaking to each other and are learning Torah with Chavrusa, the Eibush is present with them. Vayakshav Hashem v'gayim, Hashem is listening.
Of course, it's different levels.
The Gemara will explain. My u'l'chayshvei shemai. The conclusion of this pasuk, it says l'chayshvei shemai. What's pshat l'chayshvei shemai? Those that think of Hashem's name. This is a side point, but it's the conclusion of that pasuk. Amar Ravashi. So Ravashi explains, chashav adam lasis mitzvah, or the Bach says, afilu chashav adam lasis mitzvah. Even if a person just thinks of doing a mitzvah, he plans and he wants to do a mitzvah, but venenas, and then something out of his control happened and he couldn't, he couldn't do the mitzvah, maila olav akosov ki ilu asa. Hashem considers it as if you've done that mitzvah. That's the important chshivas of even a person thinking of achlata teva. The Gemara concludes, even one individual sitting and learning Torah alone, that the Shechina is there with him. Shenema, the pasuk says, in any place you mention my name, I will come to you, and I will bless you. So the Shechina is there with the person, even if you learn Torah alone. If the Eibush is with you, even when you learn Torah alone, do we need to say that with 2 people Hashem is there? What's the addition of that? And for the Gemara, today, when 2 people learn Torah together, that's much more effective. Michtavan milayu b'sefer ezachreinis. What they are doing, what they are learning, their accomplishment is inscribed, is written in Sefer Ezachreinis, in a book where the Eibusher writes down all the things that a person does. Chad, when a person is learning Torah alone, lo michtavan mila b'sefer Ezachreinis. What he's doing is not written in that book, in that Sefer Ezachreinis. Taisus explains that this is every single thing a person does in this world is written in Sefer Ezachreinis, is inscribed and is taken account of. But over here, there's a special Sefer Ezachreinis for special things that a person does or that people do in the world. There's a separate Sefer Ezachreinis where the Eibusher writes in those special things, and this, only when 2 people learn together, is that inscribed in that Sefer Ezachreinis.
You see that in the pasuk? You see that in the footnote? The Yakshiv Hashem.
What's the raya for this? That it's written in the Sefer Ezachreinis. Remember now, does Rashi explain? Asker es Shmi. I don't see. Possibly, I don't remember now.
There's also, when it's Chavrusa, it's more Karabal MS because
that's what the Mashal says, correct? Yeah, the Mashal says
that's
that.
why it's more written as personal.
Now, if even when 2 people are learning, the Eibusher is there with them, so why is it necessary to say 3? So Mao the Taima, so the answer is, because I would think to say, Dina Shlama Balmu. In a bezdin, when you're making a din Torah, you're just making a peace amongst 2 people that are having an argument. It's not necessarily equivalent to the kayach of learning Torah. V'layasi shchina, so the shchina is not present. Kamash Milan, the dina nami hainu Torah. That a din Torah is also included in learning Torah. And if even 3 individuals, when they learn, or in a din Torah, the Eibush is there with them, asara mibaya, do you have to say for 10 people? And for the Gemara, asara, when 10 people are learning, or actually before we were speaking about 10 people coming to daven, kadma shchina v'asya, the shchina comes ahead of the people that begin the minyan. Tlasa, when it's with 3, ada yasfi, only after the bezin sits down to begin the din Torah and the 3 people are present, that's when the shechina arrives. So therefore it's much greater.
What's an African?
That the shechina comes before. That the shechina is before.
It's a higher,
It's a higher level. It refers to a higher level. Yeah.
So Yeshua is a higher level, right?
No, but it's mashma that it's just a matter of timing. That's what he's asking.
Right.
That the shechina comes before or comes later. But yeah, so it's just mashma. It's a matter of timing. Absolutely, to be able to say that. But we're not talking though now about that aspect of it. We're talking about the presence of shechina. So the mila of 10 people is that the shechina comes ahead of you. You come into the shul, the Eibishter is there already.
So that's why it goes back to the Shnaim Shenichnesu. So one who walks away takes away that.
Exactly. That was It's not the same level if you're alone. Yeah. From where do we know that the Eibishter puts on tefillin as well? Shanam, the pasuk says, Nishba Hashem b'minoi Hashem has sworn in his right side, ubizroya uzoi, and in the strength of his arm. B'minoi zu Torah. Yemina refers to Torah, as we see in another pasuk. Shanama miminoi eish das lami. From his right comes the fiery laws of Hashem's Torah. Ubizroya uzoi elu tefillin. This refers to the Eibishter's might in his arm, which is the tefillin. Shanama Hashem oiz lami yitain. Hashem oiz, the strength Hashem gave Yidden is tefillin. What's the connection of strength to tefillin? Ominayin shat tefillin oizheim leYisrael, that tefillin is strength for Yidden. The chesiv, the pasuk says, v'ro chalam ha'aretz, all the nations of the land will see, kishem avaya nikra alecha v'yoram mimeka. They see the tefillin that Yidden wear, and they will be afraid of you. V'tanya, it says in the Braisa, Rabbi Eliezer God loime elu tefillin shebereish. This is the tefillin shebereish that everyone sees, and that's what brings the fear upon all the nations of the earth. And it refers specifically to tefillin shebereish, as Taisva says, because the shin is written on the outside of the bias of the tefillin that everyone can see. And there's the famous vart, I believe the Alter Rebbe said in the Taich of the Gemara, tefillin shebereish. It doesn't say tefillin she'alareish, but it says tefillin shebereish. When a person wears tefillin, if you're just wearing the tefillin on your head, but you don't have the awareness and the connection to the tefillin that you're wearing, it doesn't necessarily have the effect in the same way. But if it's tefillin shebereish, that you internalize it and you feel the tefillin that you have on your head, then it has a much greater impact.
And this is the lifted tefillin that Rebbe would.
Absolutely, this is the source. This is what the Rebbe quoted. Yeah.
Is it goes on table?
On Eish's Torah, that's the Minoi. In other places it does say that Eish's Torah, correct. But here it teaches that it goes in Tefillin. So these Tefillin that Hashem wears, Maksivbu, what is written in it? Amalei answered him, it says in the Tefillin, how great is the nation of Yidden over here, one nation in this land. Fragt die Gemara, mi mishtabach kutshe beriche b'shvachaye de Yisrael. Does the Eibishter praise himself with the praise of Yidden? It says the Chesiv, it says in a different pasuk, es havaya hamarta hayim, you have praised the Eibishter, v'havaya mircha hayim, and the Eibishter has praised you. And the Gemara says, Omalem HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yisrael, the Eibishter says to the Yidden, Atem asisuni chativa achas ba'olam, you have singled me out as special in the world, v'ani esa eschem chativa achas ba'olam, and I will single you out and praise you and make you special in this world. Atem asisuni chativa achas ba'olam, how do Yidden make the Eibishter special? Shenemar, it says, Shema Yisrael avaya l'keinu avaya echad, when Yidden proclaim and say Shema. So the Yidden are bringing the shvach of the Eibishter. V'ani esa eschem chativa achas ba'olam, and the Eibishter says, I will make you special. Shenemar b'michamcha Yisrael g'yechad baras. The Eibishter praises Yidden and says, who is like the Yidden, the nation, one nation in this land? What's the question? Chativa achas means when you have an entity that's amongst many others, and you single them out as one, as a part of everything else, which is through the shvach.
Hashem
Huh?
is praised. He is praised
From the Yidden, correct. Through our Avodah, the Eibishter gets praised. It brings, the point is, just when you praise, you express and draw greater energy from that person. The Avodah of Yidden here below draws and brings out from there a greater Maila and a Lakusla Maila. There's an Arichas Maimer from the Rebbe on this Gemara. It's the Dibra Maschal actually is a Savaya Marta Yom Tavshin Lamed Aleph. It's a Malukit Beis, I believe. You can look over there in the Maimer. It's a very big Arichas about this Inyan. Okay, sagt die Gemara weiter, Amal Ravacha bereder Aval Ravashi, Tainach bechad beisa. So we know what's written in one of the batim, right? So we know that the Tefillin Shel Rosh has 4 compartments. So we know what's written in a parsha that's placed in one of the compartments of the Tefillin Shel Rosh. Umicham Che Yisrael. But B'shar Batimai, you have another 3 compartments. What else is written there? Amar Lei, so he answered him, it says a pasuk, Ki mi goy gadol. That's one pasuk. The Gemara doesn't bring the entire pasuk, but there's one pasuk, Ki mi goy gadol, and then it says weiter in another pasuk over there as well, mi goy gadol, another pasuk, and then it says Ashrecha Yisrael, another pasuk where it says Ashrecha Yisrael, and then another pasuk Oya Nisa Alekim. These are all psukim speaking about the praise of Yidden. Fortunate are Yidden, and the Eibishter challenges and tests us, and then the last pasuk Ulesitcha Elya. The Eibishter places you above all else. So now the Gemara asks immediately the question, wait a minute, we have way too many psukim here. Bati. So there's too many psukim. There are the psukim that it mentioned here, plus the pasuk that it said before, Umicham Che Yisrael. So there are too many psukim for the bottom of the tefillin. Elo, so the Gemara explains, Ki mi goy gadol, the pasuk of Ki mi goy gadol, and the pasuk of mi goy gadol, the Damyan la Adodi, that are both similar, b'chad beisa. They are both placed in one compartment. Ashrecha Yisrael and Umicham Che Yisrael, which are also similar, are b'chad beisa. They are both placed in one compartment. Oya Nisa Alekim, then the other pasuk, which is a different theme, the fact that Hashem tests Yidden and Yidden withstand the test, B'chad Beisa, that's in another compartment. Ulesitcha Elyoin, which is another theme, B'chad Beisa, in the 4th compartment. So those are the 4 compartments of the Tefillin Shel Rosh of the Eibishter. The Gemara concludes this inyan on top of Vav Amid Beis. V'kulu ksivi be'adrei. And all of these psukim are also written in the Tefillin that's the Tefillin Shel Yad, that are all in one compartment, but they're all written over there in the Tefillin Shel Yad.
What made us decide all this? Like, we were so stubborn that it needs to say all these. Like, we could have just said, oh, it says half of them. Like, what made us decide? I'm saying, where do we get it from?
So that it's all about us.
They must have seen it. They must have known. Sagt the Gemara weiter, Amar Rav Baravada Amar Rab Yitzchak, Kol harogel lavoi lebeis haknesses. Top of Vav Amid Beis. Got it? Kol harogel lavoi lebeis haknesses v'loi ba. A person that's accustomed to coming to shul every day, and one day he does not show up. V'loi ba yom echad. HaKadosh Baruch Hu mashal ba. The Eibishter asks about him. What happened to this individual? Where is he? Shenema, the pasuk says, Mi b'chem yirei Hashem, who is God-fearing amongst you? So Rashi says that means he's God-fearing, he always shows up in shul. Shemea b'koil avdei, listens to the voice of his servant. Some of Farshim say it means he listens to the shliach tzibur that davens for the yamid. Asher halach hasheichem, now he's walking in darkness, ve'ein noigaloi, there's no light upon him. So they didn't arrive to shul, the Eibishter asks about him. So now the Gemara explains, why didn't he come to shul? If he went for a mitzvah, he couldn't make it to shul because he was busy with a mitzvah, so then noigaloi, he actually does have light, then it's okay. But if he didn't show up to shul because he's busy with his own personal things, so then ein noigaloi, then he does not have light. Then he's walking in darkness because he didn't come to shul first thing in the morning before he got involved in anything else. The pasuk there concludes, Yiftach b'shem Hashem. He should trust in the name of Hashem. So the Gemara explains, my timer, why does he have no light? Why does he walk in darkness? The fact that he woke up in the morning and went immediately into business or whatever it is, in his own divrei reshus, and didn't come first to shul, shows in a lack of bitachon. He should have had bitachon in Hashem, and therefore he walks in darkness. Omer Rabbi Yochanan said, "B'shah HaKadosh Baruch Hu ba b'veis haknesses." When a yid comes into the shul, v'lo motza ba'asara, and he does not find 10 people that are there in the shul to daven, miyadu kayis, it causes anger by the Eibishter. Shenemar, as the pasuk says, the Eibishter is asking, "Madua basi, why have I come to shul but ve'einish? There's no people here. Karasi, I've called out ve'einayna." and nobody answers. So when a Yid when the Eibishter comes to shul and people are not there davening, it causes a negative response from the Eibishter.
So before we said if there's 10 people, Kodom, the Shekhinah comes before. But then it says that the Shekhinah is there before, it's Koyas that there isn't 10. So it's...
The Eibishter is already there before, huh?
Yeah.
Look, there are different levels of the presence of the Eibishter, the awareness of the Eibishter and the presence of the Eibishter. As we know, there are many various different levels of the presence of Hashem in a place, in any given space. Okay, so it's a different level, something else. Very good. Okay. A person that establishes a set place where to daven. One place where he always davens. Elekei Avram Bezrei. The Eibishter, Elekei Avram, is there to assist him in his davening. Ukeshemeis, and then when he passes away, we say regarding this individual, Anav, where is this humble man, Chassid, where is this Chassid? It's a very great thing to establish a place to daven. What's the source of this? The conclusion of what you say when this person passes away. Mitalmidav shel Avraham Avinu. He's from the students of Avraham Avinu. He's following in the ways of Avraham Avinu. The pasuk says, "Vayashkem Avraham ba'boker," and Avraham woke up in the morning, El Amakam, and he went to that place, Asher Amad Sham, where she stood over there. Ve'ein Amida al Tefillah. The Amida refers to the place. He went to that place where he davened. He had a set place where he davened. Shenema vayavin Pinchas vayefalel, and Pinchas daven. You see, the Amida means davening. So there's a special inyan to daven in one place at the same place. Okay, so the Mefarshim say the reason for this is when a person davens randomly in different places, it shows of a lack of his chshivas to his davening. Comes once here, once there. If a person has a makom kavua, it shows that it's something that's set and important, and he wants to have his peace of mind, his space that he davens because it's important to him. That's the simple pshat of this. One moment, there's various pshatim in this Gemara what it's referring to. 3 different pshatim that I saw, what it means, kavei amakim l'tfilasai. One pshat, Rabbeinu Yoina says is, it refers to a person that's not davening in shul. So when he's davening at home, or davening out of shul, so then he should be kavei amakim, at least he's not in a shul, he should have a specific spot in his house or in the space where he davens, so he can daven quietly and peacefully there. And the Rosh says, no, it does refer to davening in shul. And then this is 2 pshatim. Either it refers that a person should choose one shul that he always davens at, the same shul, the kivei amok in the shul, or in that shul itself, the person should be kivei amokim. He should have a specific spot where he davens the kviyas mokim to daven there. Those are the 3 pshatim.
It also leaves a relation, right, where a person davens. There's stories
space.
where people came and davened in a place and they felt a certain inspired was by davening, and it turned out that
person energy, ruchni is the energy in that spot that he davens. Yeah. Oh, Rab Chelba Yom Rav Huna, another statement from Rab Chelba in the name of Rav Huna. When one leaves the shul, don't walk large steps like running out of shul. Abaye said, this is only said regarding leaving the shul. But to enter into the shul, mitzvah lemirat. It's actually a mitzvah to run, to go with large steps to run to the shul. Shenema, as the pasuk says, near the a person should run l'dasas Hashem, to go to shul to know Hashem. Rab Zayda said the following: Mereish ki yav chazina lul Rabbanon. In the beginning, when I would see the Rabbanon, the Talmidei Chachamim, the Karot til Pirke b'Shabbata, they're running to the shir in the shul on Shabbos to hear the lecture and then in the shul. Amina, I would say, kamachalyin Rabbanon Shabbata. They're being machal Shabbos. On Shabbos, you're not supposed to run. Rashi brings the pasuk in Toshiv Mishabbos Raglach. You're not supposed to run on Shabbos. But kivin the shamana lahu the Rabbi Tanchum. When I heard this statement of Rabbi Tanchum, Rabbi Shua ben Levi, he said, what did he say? La'olam yadutz adam l'dvar alocha. A person should always run to a dvar alocha, to hear a dvar alocha, va'afila b'Shabbos, and that includes even on Shabbos. And he brought, it says in the pasuk, achrei Hashem yelechu, they should run, they should go after the Eibishter to hear divrei Torah, ka'aryeh yishag, running and roaring like a lion. So when you're running to shul or to a shir, you should go quickly. So he concluded, Rab Zayda, anon namira hitnas. I also began running to the shir, to the shul, even on Shabbos. I don't remember it saying such a thing. It says that regarding Purim and things like that. Well, the Gabi of Shabbos, Gabi of Shabbos, but on same minyan.
It's a mitzvah.
Okay.
It's time. If you're a mitzvah.
Amar Rab Zayda, so Rab Zayda said, Agra de Pirka. What is the reward that people get for joining a shir? Ra'ata. The reward is more of the running to the shir than the shir itself. So there are various reasons for this. Rashi says the shir itself, well, sometimes you understand the shir, sometimes you don't, depends. So if you don't understand, but running to the shir, that you definitely did. You ran, that's something you definitely have. There's actually another pshat that others say, interesting, that the reason why the Gemara says this is because when people come to a shir, and this is relevant for what we're doing now, so there's one person that's speaking, but the others are not speaking and not saying the divrei Torah. So therefore they don't get the schar of the divrei Torah because only one person is speaking and the others are not. So therefore the schar is only running to the shir. But the Alter Rebbe and Shulchan Aruch and Hilchos Talmud Torah disagrees. The Alter Rebbe holds it's a din of Shemaya Kaina. Even though there's a halacha b'negeya to learning Torah that it has to be b'dibur. If you don't learn Torah b'dibur, you don't make Brachos Torah. You have to verbalize the words that you daven. But so other Mefarshim hold that the concept of Shemaya Ka'ina applies to brachas, to davening, to let's say Kriyas and Megillah, or other things, but not b'negeya to limud Torah. You have to say the words yourself. But Alter Rebbe and Shulchan Aruch and Hilchos Talmud Torah in Perik Beis, Halacha Yud Beis, paskins that Shemaya Ka'ina applies even to limud Torah. So that's not what the Gemara means there, according to the Alter Rebbe.
Like Eina Kaimer also?
Yeah, that's the pshat of Shemaya Ka'ina.
Make a potato for that?
Yes, chayra. There is a shaila b'negei to whether a person is hearing a shir not from a live person but from a recording. So the shaila is you can't say Shemaya Ka'ina when it's only from a recording. That's already another shaila.
You better find the source that it is.
Okay. Sagt the Gemara weiter, Abaye said, Agra, the Kala, the schar of the people that join, as we mentioned before, the Shabbos, when people come to hear the lecture in the shul, dochke. It's the fact that they squeeze to listen. Omar Rava said, Agra the Shmaita, the schar of a person learning a sugya, svara. It's the fact that he's working hard to understanding the svaras. Many times you learn a sugya, you don't even come out with a conclusion, with a clarity, but it's the very fact that you work hard in understanding the svaras, that itself is the reward. Omar Rav Papa said, Agra the Beit Tamya, the reward of a person that goes to be menachem avol shtikusa, is to remain quiet. Mazutra said, Agre de Tanisa, the reward of a fast is tzidkasa, is the tzedakah that you give for aniyim on that day. Rav Sheshes said, Agre de Speda, the reward of saying a hesped, a eulogy for a great tzaddik, and so on. Deluye is when a person lifts his voice, raises his voice and cries. Rav Ashi said, Agre de Behi Luli, the reward of going to a chasana is mili. It's not the dancing and everything else, but it's the words that you say to the chasana to bring him joy. The mili, the words. Okay? Rashi says, l'sameach hachasan b'dvarim. So it's more important to say something to the chasan to bring him simcha.
Is this like a reward or benefit?
Agra means reward.
Another check. These all seem like the side details, like the other thing.
That's the
Right.
chiddush of this
Highlighting
Gemara.
this.
Exactly,
Right,
that's the chiddush
okay.
of Gemara is saying. You may think that this is not as
And being
important.
Menachem, you have to say something. The things
Correct.
You don't have to
So shtikusa. Correct. Well, it does actually say in Mefarshim over there that I think the main shot in that Gemara, that prat over there is that you should be quiet because when you go into a house to be menachem avol and there's someone else that's much more important than you, you don't come in and start speaking up. If there's someone else that's more important to you, that he's being menachem avol and the avol wants to listen to him, remain silent. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you shouldn't say anything to the avol.
Simple common sense. Sometimes what they need is just
correct. But I thought that was a simple pshat of the Gemara. There's a kama pshatim. I didn't see any of the Mefarshim saying that. I'm mentioning the pshat that I saw. But mistama, that's also true. A person that davens behind the shul, outside behind the shul, nikra Rasha. He's called a Rasha. Shenamar, the pasuk says, Saviv Risham Yisalachan. And outside and surrounding outside, that's where the Risham are walking, that's where they daven. Okay. Amar Abaye. So Abaye explained, Lo Yamaram, this is not said, El de Mahader Ape, if he doesn't turn his face, Lebei Knishta, towards the shul. He's davening on the outside of the shul, and he's not facing the same direction as the people in the shul towards the shul. He's with his back to the shul. If he turns with his face towards the shul, then it doesn't matter. He could daven outside facing the shul. So the Gemara brings a story to this. Hahu Gavra, there was an individual that he davened outside the shul, and he did not face the shul. Cholaf Eliyahu, so to his luck, Eliyahu Hanavi passed by, Chazye and Eliyahu Hanavi saw him. Id milei ketaya, so Eliyahu Hanavi appeared to this individual as a merchant. Amalei, so Eliyahu Hanavi says to this person, Kadu bar kaimes kami marech. Kadu bar means two domains, or two. You have two different reshuyos. Rashi says, are there two gods? There's one in the shul and one somewhere else that you're facing another direction. When you stand, kaimes, when you stand kami marech, when you stand in front of Hashem. Why are you doing this? Why are you standing facing the other direction? Shalav safsere, he took out a sword, the katle, and he killed him.
Eliyahu's killing this guy, or?
Correct.
That was aggressive.
He doesn't really associate this with
It doesn't say the whole story. Look, it's possible Eliyahu Hanavi gave him a chance to do tshuva, and this person was did not oblige to his.
So this goes back to the Gemara, why it says by the Malach Mavis is 13 steps and Eliyahu 8 also, because he's Gvura.
Comes a little bit quicker than the Malach HaMavis, okay?
Eliyahu does when there's no grist going on.
Amalei Ahum Rabbanon. Amalei Ahum Rabbanon Rav Bevi bar Abayev. Amalei Rav Bevi Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak. What's the pshat on the pasuk? Which is the conclusion of one of the psukim that was brought before. Krum Zulus Livnei Adam. What does this pasuk mean? Amalei, so he answered him, Eilu Dvarim Sha'imdim Berumay Shalaylam. These are matters that are in the pinnacle of the existence of the world. Ubnei Adam Mizalzalin Bahen. And people are mizalzal in this. Okay, so this refers to this inyan of a person coming and being in the shul. It's a conclusion of the pasuk Saviv Risham Yishalochan, where it spoke about not davening on the outside and not facing the shul. This is something which is very important, even though people are not careful with this. Rabbi Yochanan v'Rabbi Elazar Amri Tarvayu, they gave a different interpretation to this pasuk, and they said as follows: if a person is in a situation where he has to rely on others to support him, to borrow money from others or to receive money from others, panov mishtanes kekrum, the color in his face is changed to a krum. What's this krum? We'll see in a moment. Shanamar, and this is what it means here in the pasuk, Kirum Zulus Libnei Adam. When a person has to lower himself down to receive support from others. My krum, what is this? What does it mean that the color of his face is changed as a krum? Ki Yasser Avdimi Omar, when Avdimi came, he explained, Oif Echad Yesh Bekrachi Ayam. There's a bird that exists somewhere in the islands of in the ocean. Krum Shemai, and the name of this bird is Krum. V'kivin Shechama Zeirachas. When the sun comes out and shines, the bird changes colors. So it refers also to this person that he gets embarrassed and the color of his face changes. Rav Ami v'Rav Asi the Omri Tarvayu. Rav Ami and Rav Asi added to this Ki'ilu nidoim b'shnei dinin eishumayim. A person that's relying on others to borrow money from others, to receive support of others, it's as if he's been judged with fire and water. Shenemar hirkafta enosh l'reishenu. If a person is riding upon you, which means that someone else is demanding money of you because you borrowed money from people, it's like you've experienced fire and water.
Do you think like Kiddush club in shuls is sort of this idea of
Which
standing
one?
in the back?
It's
And maybe
not
possibly
advisable. I'm not here to condone Kiddush clubs, but at the same time, I don't think that's what the Gemara is referring to here, because it's talking about during davening.
Yeah.
And in middle of, Kiddush clubs during davening?
Yeah.
Welcome.
Sorry, educated rabbi.
In the old
Say
Empire,
that,
Steve
okay.
was more in the Kiddush club.
No, but it's
than
achana.
in Jerusalem.
It's achana for tefillah.
It's worse than what it says here in the Gemara. This guy is standing outside of the shul. He's not facing the shul, but he's davening. I mean, that has something which is worse, because it says that it's like shtei d'shuyos, as if he's davening to another direction. But Kiddush club is disturbing the davening, and he's not even davening b'chal. Okay. Another statement of the same Amayre. A person should always be particularly careful with Tfilas HaMincha. Shaharei Eliyahu leinena ele b'tfilas hamincha. When Eliyahu, the famous story of Eliyahu Bahar HaKarmel, when was he answered? It was at the time of Mincha. Shenema ve'yahi ba'loisa mincha, it was at the time of Mincha. Vayagesh Eliyahu hanavi vayayim. Eliyahu came and said, Aneni Hashem, Aneni, answer me. It says twice, Aneni, answer me. So the Gemara explains, Aneni shetered eish min hashamayim, answer me that a fire should come out from heaven and consume the carbon. Va'aneni shelo yomru ma'asek shofim mem, and answer me in a way that it should be clear to people that no one could say that what happened was kishuf. Mincha is very important, and there's a famous mimer of the Friedrich Rebbe on this subject, and the Rebbe quotes it in many places. Mincha in the middle of the day, when a person is busy and he takes off of his time to daven, that has greater value than Shachris, which is at the beginning of the day, and Ma'ariv, that it's at the conclusion of the day. Rabbi Yochanan Amar, however, Rabbi Yochanan said, Ach b'tfilas arvis. A person is answered also in Ma'ariv. Shenemar, the pasuk says, Tikoin tfilasi ketayres lefanecha. I prepare my davening like ketayres in front of you. Masas kapai minchasarav. I carry in my hands the mincha of the evening. So the ketayres over here refers to Ma'ariv, which is brought after the minchasarav. So even in the Ma'ariv, a person is answered. Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak Amar, Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak says, after Tfilas Shachris, in the morning, a person also is answered. Shanamar, Hashem Boiker, Tishma Kaili, Hashem in the morning listens to my voice. Boiker, in the morning, Erach L'cha V'atzapa, I prepare for you, I daven for you, V'atzapa, and I await the Eibish's response. Another statement from the same Amayre, Kol Anen Mesudas Chasn. Anybody that has benefit, that enjoys the meal of a chasna, of a chasana, but he doesn't join in bringing happiness to the chasna. He's transgressing 5 kailas that it says by a chasan and kala that he should join. Shenamar, in the pasuk it says, kail sasan, v'kail simcha, kail chasan, v'kail kala, kail oimrim hoidu es Hashem tzvakis. So it says 5 times kail, 5 voices of happiness and so on. If you do join in bringing joy to the chassan, what is your reward? Because you brought joy to the chassan, where it says 5 times the term kail, so you also merit to have the Torah which was given, which over there it's written 5 times kail. Shenamar, the pasuk says, "Vayi b'yom hashlishi b'yis habayker, vayihi kailos." So kailos is plural, so that's 2. Ubrakim. And there was brakim, v'anan kaved alahar, and then it says again, v'koil shayfar v'gaimer, v'yihi koil shayfar, so that's 4. V'halikim, yananu b'koil, that's 5. Frekta Gemara eini, this is not true. It says an additional time. It says koil. V'haksiv, it says in the pasuk, v'chala am reim es hakailes. After Matan Torah, the pasuk says, and all of the nations saw the sounds by Matan Torah. So it says in Kaila is another 2. And for the Gemara, Oisan Kaila is the Kaila Matan Torah Havo. These are not additional sounds that happened after Matan Torah. It's referring back to the same sounds that it spoke about before. In this pasuk, it's just telling you that the Yidden were able to see the sounds, as it says, a Roy and a Sanishma, right? Rabbi Vo said, Ki'ilu Hikriv Taida. If you join in the simcha of a chassan, it's as if you brought a carbon taida. Shenema, as the pasuk there continues and says, Meviim taida beis Hashem, like you bring a carbon taida. Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak Omar, Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak says, Ki'ilu bana achas mechorves Yerushalayim, as if you've built up one of the broken down homes in Yerushalayim. Shenema, the conclusion of that same pasuk over there is, Ki osher v'shvus ha'aretz, I will return the captives of the land, kabarishayne, like it was before. Omar Hashem, Hashem says, this is caused by bringing simcha to a chassan and kala. Okay, stop over there.